Hello, and welcome back to Fluent Mic English. I am your host, Corey. Today, we have a very special episode planned. Usually, we dive into intermediate or advanced topics, but today, we are going back to the start, the very beginning. We are focusing on English listening practice for absolute beginners. This is a crucial topic because, let's be honest, the beginning is often the hardest part. Joining me to explore this is our resident language expert, Fenrir. Welcome back, Fenrir.
Thank you, Corey. It is a pleasure to be here. And you are absolutely right. The beginning of the language learning journey is fragile. It is delicate. When we say absolute beginner, we are talking about someone who has very little or perhaps zero prior knowledge of English. For these learners, listening isn't just about understanding words, it is about getting used to the sounds, the rhythm, and the music of the language. It can feel like standing at the bottom of a giant mountain, looking up at the peak.
That is a great metaphor, Fenrir. A metaphor is a figure of speech that describes an object or action in a way that isn't literally true, but helps explain an idea or make a comparison. Saying language learning is like climbing a mountain is a perfect metaphor. It looks scary, but you just have to take the first step. So, for our listeners who feel like they are at the bottom of that mountain, what is the first rule of listening practice?
The first rule is to lower your expectations. That might sound strange, but let me explain. Many beginners try to understand every single word they hear. They treat listening like a math problem, where everything must add up perfectly. But language is messy. If you try to translate every word in your head, you will get stuck. You will suffer from what we call cognitive overload. That means your brain is working too hard and it just shuts down. Instead, the goal should be to understand the gist. The gist means the general meaning or the main idea, not the specific details.
I love that word, gist. G-I-S-T. Getting the gist is like looking at a blurry picture. You can see it as a dog, but you cannot see the color of the dog's eyes, and that is okay. So if I am a beginner and I am listening to a podcast or a video, I should focus on the big picture. But Fenrir, how do I do that if the speakers are talking very fast? Speed is often the biggest complaint I hear from students. They say English speakers eat their words.
They do say that, and in a way, we do eat our words. In linguistics, we call this connected speech. Native speakers do not pronounce every letter separately. Words blend together. For example, a beginner expects to hear, I am going to go to the store. But a native speaker says, I'm going to go to the store. The words going to become gonna. This is a nightmare for beginners because they are looking for going and to in their mental dictionary, but they never hear them. So part of listening practice is not just learning vocabulary, but learning how sounds change when they are next to each other.
Exactly. It is about flow. So let's talk about the input itself. If I am an absolute beginner, what should I actually listen to? Should I turn on the BBC or CNN? Should I watch a Hollywood movie without subtitles? I feel like that would be like jumping into the deep end of the pool without knowing how to swim. The deep end refers to the deepest part of a swimming pool, and it is an idiom we use for a situation that is difficult or dangerous to handle without preparation.
Right. Do not jump into the deep end yet. Watching CNN or a fast-paced movie is usually a bad idea for an absolute beginner. You will not understand 90% of it, and you will just feel discouraged. You need what the famous linguist Stephen Krashen calls comprehensible input. Comprehensible means able to be understood. You need material that is just a little bit above your current level. If you understand nothing, you learn nothing. Ideally, you should look for materials made specifically for learners, slow news, children's stories, or podcasts like this one, where people speak clearly and explain difficult terms.
That makes sense. You want to stretch your brain, not break it. Now, I want to touch on something you mentioned earlier, translation. Many beginners have a habit of translating everything into their native language in their heads while they listen. They hear apple, they think of the word for apple in their language, and then they visualize the fruit. This creates a delay. It slows you down. How can a beginner break this habit? Is it even possible at the start?
It is very difficult to break, Corey, but it is necessary. The translation trap creates a lag. By the time you have translated the first sentence, the speaker is already on the third sentence and you are lost. To stop this, you need to associate the English sound directly with the image or concept, skipping your native language entirely. Visual aids help a lot here. If you are watching a video for beginners and they say apple while holding an apple, look at the fruit and hear the English sound. Try to bond those two things together. It takes practice, but eventually the English word will trigger the meaning directly.
So visuals are a key tool. That is a great tip. Let's pivot to another strategy, repetition. In our modern world, we consume things once and move on. We watch a TikTok video, swipe up, and never see it again. But for language learning, is one and done enough? One and done is a phrase meaning you do something a single time and then you are finished.
For language learning, one and done is the enemy. Repetition is the mother of skill. For an absolute beginner, listening to a short clip 4 or 5 times is much better than listening to a long clip once. The first time you listen, you might only catch the emotion. Is the speaker happy or sad? The second time, you might catch a few key words like tomorrow or dinner. The third time, you might understand the full sentence structure. Each pass reveals more detail. It is like cleaning a dirty window. You have to wipe it several times before you can see clearly through it.
I really like that comparison to cleaning a window. It requires patience. And speaking of patience, let's talk about the emotional side of being a beginner. It can be frustrating. You feel like a child because you cannot express complex thoughts or understand simple instructions. What advice do you have for the mindset of our listeners? How do they stay motivated when they don't understand? You have to embrace the ambiguity. Ambiguity means uncertainty or inexactness. You have to be okay with not knowing. Successful language learners are people who can tolerate confusion without panicking. If you miss a word, let it go. Don't obsess over it. Just keep listening for the next clue. Also, celebrate the small wins. Did you recognize the word hello? Great. Did you realize they were talking about food? Fantastic. Focus on what you did understand, not on what you missed. Positivity fuels the brain. That is such important advice. We are often our own worst critics. A critic is a person who judges or evaluates something. We judge ourselves too harshly. Now, Fenrir, I want to ask about a specific technique called shadowing. We have mentioned it on the show before, but how does it apply to an absolute beginner? Is it too advanced?
Shadowing can be adapted for beginners, absolutely. Shadowing is the act of listening to audio and repeating it almost at the same time, like a shadow following a person. For a beginner, doing this with long sentences is impossible. However, micro-shadowing works wonders. This means you listen to a very short phrase, maybe just 2 or 3 words, pause the audio, and then repeat it exactly as you heard it. Try to copy the melody. If the speaker's voice goes up at the end, your voice should go up. If they are loud, you are loud. This connects your ears to your mouth. It bridges the gap between passive listening and active speaking.
Micro-shadowing. I like that. It makes the task manageable. Manageable means able to be done or controlled easily. It isn't overwhelming. Now, before we wrap up this session, I want to talk about routine. How much time does an absolute beginner actually need to spend listening? Do they need to study for 3 hours a day?
3 hours a day is great if you have the time, but for most people, it leads to burnout. Burnout is a state of emotional and physical exhaustion caused by excessive stress. You quit because it is too hard. Consistency is more important than intensity. 15 minutes of focused listening every single day is better than 5 hours once a week. Your brain needs sleep to process what it learned, so frequent, short bursts of practice are the gold standard. Listen while you wash dishes, while you commute, or right before bed. Consistency over intensity. That is the key takeaway today. Takeaway here means the main point or piece of information to remember. So to summarize for our listeners, start with comprehensible input, material you can mostly understand. Don't try to translate every word. Focus on the gist. Embrace repetition. Listen to the same thing multiple times. And finally, be kind to yourself. You are building a new brain, essentially. It takes time. Perfectly summarized, Corey. And remember, every fluent speaker you have ever met, whether it's a news anchor, a professor, or me, we all started as absolute beginners. We all stood at the bottom of that mountain. The only difference is that we kept walking. So put on your headphones, press play, and don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Thank you, Fenrir, for those wise words. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to Fluent Mic English. We hope this episode helps you feel more confident in your listening practice. Check the show notes for a list of resources suitable for absolute beginners that we recommend. Until next time, keep listening, keep practicing, and stay curious. Goodbye.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the video.